Hello and welcome to The Load-In, a United Theater podcast. I'm your host, Lee Metzger. I just recorded all of this before, but I immediately lost it because I don't know how to use my technology correctly. We're back. We're talking movies, events, and more here in 2024. It's another year. We did it, y'all. We're about a week in, maybe more, a little bit more. And we've got a bunch of stuff coming down here, and I'm really excited to share it with you all because that's part of my job. It's The Load-In. Let's dive in. On my way in today, I noticed some folks from Westerly Public Services removing the tree in the middle of the town square, or triangle. It's more of a triangle. But you know what that means? It means the holidays are over, folks. Get back to work. Stop goofing off and spending time with friends and family. Now it's time to focus on the community. And that means sharing time with your neighbors and other people who might be coming to the United Theater to witness movies, events, and otherwise. Maybe some music. And comedy. So let's get into it right now. First, I kind of want to talk to you about some movies. We have Wonka still, which is a fabulous film. It's starring Timothée Chalamet and the other people who are in that film. I personally have not seen it because I've been locked in a cage. We also have Ferrari, starring Adam Driver, playing his namesake. Apparently, he might not be very good at driving, though, because from clips I see plenty of car crashes in that film. So if you're not a fan of car crashes, look elsewhere. And then this Friday the 12th, we'll be having Mean Girls. So Mean Girls is an adaptation of Mean Girls, the Broadway musical, which was an adaptation of Mean Girls, the 2004 movie Mean Girls, which was an adaptation of the book Not Mean Girls, Queen Bees and Wannabes, which is a book. So that's very exciting. It's starring Renee Rapp, who is incredible. She's a musician, a singer, and an actress, and some other people. Tina Fey is back in it. I think Jon Hamm. Jon Hamm is playing a gym teacher. Very handsome gym teacher. So that movie looks tight, but specifically what I want to tell you all you about is we'll be hosting a Mean Girls party in the post-credit scene. So if you've joined us for any of these parties that we have hosted, there is drinks. Are drinks? There are drinks. There is festivities. Are festivities? There are festivities. There will be a photo booth, professional photography, and then we'll also have like a Polaroid, but it's not a Polaroid. We're not allowed to say that. It is a instant photo taking apparatus that prints out a picture that you can take home to share with your friends and family. But yeah, there's going to be dancing, there's going to be music, there's going to be lights. We're doing a costume. It's not a costume competition per se. It's we incentivize you to wear what you wore in your high school years. So if you went to school in the early 2000s, wear your denim skirts, wear your popped collars, your puka shells. If you went to high school in the 50s, wear your Letterman jacket, slick your hair back, put a comb in your back pocket, and call me Sandy. But whatever you wore, wear it on the 12th and come down to the post-credit scene at 7 p.m. and have a little hang down with us because we're going to be chilling. And then the movie will begin shortly thereafter. The premiere, by the way, kind of this spiritual prequel to Mean Girls, some might say, is, of course, Heathers, which is a film starring Winona Ryder, Christian Slater, and Shannon Doherty? Shannon Doherty. They play Mean Girls, high school Mean Girls. And Christian Slater rides a motorcycle, is acting 30 years old, even though he's in high school. And Winona Ryder falls in love with him, and they accidentally, or maybe purposefully, get into some shenanigans. It is a great film. It's a fun film. It's exciting. They kill someone with bleach, I think. So that's interesting. So if you're interested in that, that's part of our Neighborhood Watch film screening. So that's going to be on the Thursday the 18th, January 18th, which is my wife's birthday. My wife. And while we're in that area of the 18th, let's talk about the day before the 17th. If you've been to game night before, then you know the deal. We've got tables set up. We've got games. A lot of people bring their own games and then are excited to share it with everyone else who's there. Anyone who wants to hop on the table with them. On the 17th, we're going to be partnering with Reality A Games and inviting anyone who's been playing Magic the Gathering or Pokemon trading card game or any card game or any role-playing game, tabletop role-playing game, whatever they've got going on. Come on over to our space and hang out in our post-credit scene and roll dice, tap mana, crack packs, whatever you want to do. But the important thing here is to remember that it's on the 17th. It's not the last Wednesday of the month, which it usually is, but this time it's not. So be aware of that. And show up, because I'll be there, and you can hang out with me and roll dice, make pretend. Now to end this, I want to talk to you about some comedy shows that we have coming up here at the theater. On the 20th, we'll be having United We Laugh, which is a stand-up review. The comics that perform that evening are from New York or Boston or around Connecticut, but they've been performing in this area for forever. We've had people from the Rhode Island Comedy Hall of Fame come in. All sorts of really, really incredible up-and-coming names. We've had people who have performed on late-night TV shows, all sorts of stuff. So that's definitely going to be a great show. If you haven't if you haven't bought your tickets yet, definitely get them as soon as possible. And then on the 27th, we have our improv night, which is presented by the Providence Improv Guild. Now, this is an ongoing show. We do this usually about once a month. And this is long-form improv. So this is the way this show works is at the top of the show, they'll ask someone to share a text message that they've received in the past, 24 hours or whatever. They'll share it with the audience and the performers. They'll ask some questions just to get some information, and they'll use that information in the performance with callbacks and stuff like that. So it's a really fun show. It's interactive at the top, but then it's not that interactive at all. No one's going to be called out or pulled up on stage or anything like that. And then earlier on in that day at 2 p.m., we'll be having our Improv for Beginners workshop. That is a 2-hour workshop in the post-credit scene where you'll learn the basics of improv. You'll learn the foundation of improv, the yes and mentality, and the teacher of that program is excellent. So that's going to be same day at 2 p.m. Well, that's the load-in, folks. It's the end of the show. So now here's when... I usually look at reviews, see if anybody left a review. So let's check it out real quick. Let's see if anybody left a review. And the answer is... no one left a review. So if you haven't left a review, then you are in good company because no one has. If you'd like to leave a review, I'll read it on air. I'll give you a shout out, and that'll be pretty cool to show your friends. You can be like, hey, look, here's a podcast that has 6 views on YouTube. And they shouted me out. It's pretty neat. It's important to have goals. I'm Lee Metzger. I'm the host of the show that you just watched or listened to. Now, this show is available on YouTube and on all podcast streaming services. So, till next time, goodbye.
Thanks for tuning in to the United Theater Podcast Network. If you enjoyed this episode, we encourage you to subscribe to our show so you never miss an episode. And if you could take a moment to leave a review, we'd greatly appreciate it. Your feedback helps us create content that you love. So hit that subscribe button and leave us a review, and we'll see you on the next episode.